Yo, what's up, everybody? You're rocking with Jason Gnarly, and I'm about to show you why I use Lexicon. This is a follow up video to my last video. So if you didn't watch that one, go back and check that. I'll put it down below in the freaking notes. If you're watching this on Twitch right now, unfortunately, you cannot do that, but check the YouTube and you will be able to have a link for that as well. And I hope I can upload the video on to Twitch as well. Sounds like I'm getting some good levels out there. I was just checking on the Twitch account and I'm recording it live right now for editing purposes later for YouTube. So, guys, if you're not following me or subscribed, please do that right now. We're putting out a lot of great content and I'm going to get into it right now. This is why I use Lexicon to back up my DJ crates and how I'm going to fix my crates right now from this really annoying problem that Rekordbox is doing, and we're gonna go through it right now together, and I'm gonna get it all fixed, and I hope I can do it faster and quicker than anyone else. Anyone else doing this, I want to do it the best. So we're gonna go through it right now, guys, and I'm going to show you how I'm fixing the problem and showing you what the problem is. And it's gonna be a little annoying, but we're gonna go through it, and I'm gonna show you everything's gonna be all right. So that was a lot. So, guys, the problem, first of all, and I already have a video on this, so check the description if you want to learn more about the issue and how to fix your DJ library too, because I put a lot of good side clips in that YouTube about just better organization and why I use Lexicon and how I use it effectively. So, guys, first thing that's happening right now is these playlists are showing up with double the amount of songs in my freaking Rekordbox iOS application. So if you use Rekordbox iOS, I love this app. It's very useful. You can do all sorts of useful things on here, like beat gridding, putting cue points on, testing out mixes. There's a lot you can do on this with just your phone. You don't need a DJ controller or anything like that. And it's a great way to get started as a DJ, to start working on playlists if you're a brand new beginner and just want to figure out what DJing is all about, or if you're a seasoned vet and you want to be able to mess with your playlists on the go. Let's say you're in a car, you got a show that night, and you do not have the time to get to a studio and start working on your laptop. Well, you got your phone on you right there. You can start editing your tracks on the go, which is extremely useful. Anyway, the problem that I was dealing with, it all started a few years ago, I think 2 years ago, when I got the app, and then I switched my playlists around, and then the app and the computer, because I'm using Rekordbox Cloud, started, I don't know, doing something in between. They started communicating in the wrong way, and tracks were getting, I guess, deleted on the laptop, and then they were uploading onto the phone. It was really annoying, but basically what the outcome was if I played one song like this from Bedrock, and I think I got playlists that have this actually if I go down, because I have to do this to a lot of playlists, fix a lot of playlists here. Let me go up here and see if it's, I might have fixed these already. I might have fixed these already because I was yeah, I already did actually, now that I'm remembering it. I fixed that. And I think it would only be those two folders that had this issue persist persisting. I don't know, but I fixed it. It looks like I'm not having that issue anymore in here, but the issue is still on my Rekordbox app on the phone. And I hope you guys can see this. I'll give you a quick visual of what's going on. If I go into one of these playlists, a really easy way to see that this problem's happening is if I go to one of these playlists and I see the number right here on the corner where I'm showing you guys with the screen. If I show you that number, that's how many tracks are in each playlist, right? So if I go to this same playlist, the best of 90s hip hop, and I go here on my phone, wherever this thing is, and I go here on my phone, best of 90s hip hop right there at the top. And I switched the folder of this, so it might look a little different to what's here on the side because I did switch the folder on the computer and it hasn't connected here yet. But if you look there, there's 118 on that, and there's 355 on this one. So what's happening here is if you go into this folder and you click on one of these tracks that has the same song 3 or 4 times, the metadata is realizing that it's the same record, but for some reason it's showing up 3 or 4 times in the playlist. And I couldn't figure out a quick and easy solution to fix this other than going in manually and deleting the extra ones from the playlist. You might deal with the problem that they still end up in the main collection, though, which would be extremely annoying because then you'd have to do it twice, and like obviously that wouldn't be a good thing. So the way that I figured out that you can fix this is you first thing you got to do is you got to go into Lexicon. You got to have a good backup. The reason why I use Lexicon is because it is your backup database. And if you are a smart DJ, you want to have a good backup. I used to use hard drives, physical hard drives, and I still have a ton of hard drives all over the place. With lots of music on all these hard drives, because that's the way I used to store all my music. And this is like three. I got like seven in a box over there. I got like hundreds of hard drives with backups, music on it, old computer stuff. Yeah, just a bunch of random files and beats I've made and all your favorite stuff. I used to use a hard drive that was dedicated to my DJ laptop. So I'd bring out something like this to all of my DJ shows. Every single show I did, I'd bring this with me, and it had about 500 gigabytes. It was roughly 500 gigabytes. It was a terabyte hard drive, and I had it halfway full of just music. Nothing else was on that thing. I was set at every freaking show I ever went to. No, I'm just joking. I was actually really you would think, oh, you got every song, so you're good. This is a great thing. You had every song in the whole world on that. The problem is there was a lot of bullshit files on there. There was a lot of bitrate files that probably weren't the best. I got a lot of music from other DJs when I first started working as a DJ and, you know, working on my collection. And I wasn't sure how they downloaded their music. So there's a lot of scattered good and bad tracks in there. But the worst part is there's just too much music. You go into a playlist, you go into your collection, like you go into your tracks. One of the places I love to DJ out of now. And I even feel like I have too much music now. All my tracks, it says over 10,000. And I think it's just over 10,000. I think it's a little less because I want to say it's like, oh, shit. I hope it's not over that much over 10,000. I got it down to 4,500 tracks when I was yeah it's not that many because I did get it down to 4,500, and that's when I did a pruning from the 500 gigabytes that I used to run around with on one of these. I did a pruning, and I got all the music onto my computer that I used on a day-to-day basis. So basically I was I uploaded the songs, all the songs that I was using consistently, that I constantly used, that were in, that I played more than 25 times or 10 times or something like that. Those were guarantees they were gonna be put onto the computer. So I basically went through and I got about 4,500 songs. You could see in about a year or a year and a half, I already doubled that. So I need to prune my collection again, get it back down to about 6,000. 4,000 to 6,000 songs, I feel like, is a great number for um, your main computer, your DJ laptop you're going around with you everywhere. I don't really want to have anything more than that personally because that's how I DJ the best. If I just go over into this folder, all tracks, I could basically go to any part of this in the BPMs and I'll know I'll be able to DJ pretty good. You could already see right here, Ordinary Life, Messy. We got Sad. You got like, it's just easy. You could see a bunch of records that everybody knows really quick, and you could get a good DJ flow going very, very fast. Instead of having a clutter DJ setup where you have every remix in the whole world on your computer, and you got every song that ever was made since 1965, and then somehow you still get a request where you don't have the exact request they want, but you're looking for about an hour because you're like, I probably do have it, right? They wanted that obscure remix, the B-side. I think I have that, and you keep trying to put in different things into the search bar to find it. If you use Rekordbox or Serato consistently, the search bars are trash. If you put one little thing in there that's wrong, it screws up the whole search. So you're basically completely screwed if you're trying to find a record. You might even have a record when you have 500 songs in your collection, but you're just not putting an apostrophe or something very small that the artist uses in their name, and it won't pop up. It's really annoying. So when you have millions and millions of songs, you think, oh, that's probably great as a new DJ, but then as you grow, you're like, wait, that's way too much, way too many remixes, way too many songs, way too much clutter, way too much to go through. If I had 500 songs right here, we'd be going through this section for that long, and it would have still been on, remixes of Bring Your Lungs. I would have had 30 different Bring Your Lungs remixes and, all sorts of different nonsense. So pruning your collection is very, very smart to do, and I want to do more videos on that because I'm going to have to go through and do that. But today we're going to talk about fixing this problem that's happening on my phone. It's showing me, I don't know if you could see that, but right there in the top left corner, 352 songs on the phone. And if I go to this playlist right here, we can see there's only 118 songs in that playlist. So what's going on here is that I use Lexicon to just fix the computer, but for some reason the computer and the phone are messing stuff up and they're conjoining tracks. I have it fixed on the computer. I have Lexicon, so Lexicon's the backup. This is why I use it. It's the perfect backup. It is a subscription based. I'm not being paid by Lexicon at all, but I really, really love their subscription model. I think it works really well, and it's very, very useful to have because it's a very good backup system to have that isn't attached to your DJ library, and if there's any problems there, you have another backup. And this is just really, really a nice program where you can go in between all DJ programs here. They also have a good suggestions AI suggestions song thing for making playlists, and all sorts of really dope features in Lexicon. So I definitely recommend them. And since I have Lexicon, I already cleaned up the problem because it was happening in Rekordbox on the computer as well, where, like I said, there'd be one song, it notices it in the metadata as there's 3 different versions for some reason in the playlist. So when you click one song, it lights up 3 different times. It's the same song 3 times. And the problem with that is it's taking up too much real estate on your screen. You do not want to have one song 3 different times. You want to have more songs and more visual real estate, so oh, that's probably a song that's going to mix good next, or this is going to mix good next with that song, instead of looking here and realizing, oh shit, this is there's 3 of these, there's 3 of these, there's 3 of these, there's 3 of these. So you're only getting about 4 songs on your library when you're grinding. So this happened to me on the weekend. I was DJing at a big reunion, a Beverly Hills High School reunion, 20th anniversary reunion, and it was a blast. I crushed it. 200 people were there, and when I went into these 2000s playlists that I created, over the years, they were all messed up. All of them had basically triple the songs. This one with 13 songs right here had like 33 songs or something like that. So this really annoying thing was happening where it was conjoining the playlist from here and there, and then it was just saying, hey, we know, this is the same file. It's the same exact file, but for some reason you have it in here 6 different times, so it displays them all. The only way to undo it that I found is to go in manually and delete them, which would be hell, right? Or do it like this. But this requires having a good backup system like Lexicon, and having Yeah, that's really all you need is a good backup system like Lexicon. So if you have Lexicon, you could just go there, back it up. Another obviously good backup system would just be a hard drive. You could just delete the ones on your computer and re-bring them in. Problem with that is the metadata might be older, so you might have beat grids and cue points that you didn't put on your hard drive. That's one of the problems with using a hard drive. So if you're running around with this every weekend and this is the only thing you DJ out of, well, then all the music saved on here, that's cool. But if you drop this, you need to have a backup of it because these are easy to drop. They can fall off the thing. A lot can happen to this little bad boy right here. So if it falls off the table or something and it breaks, well, you need to have a backup of your music because now all your music's gone. And that's happened to me a ton of times back in the day, and it really is discouraging. It's a nightmare. It's a super nightmare. If you don't have the right backup, then you have to reanalyze all your music, redo your cue points, redo your playlists, and all that. And let's say you are using one of these, and man, I'm losing my breath. And anyway, you're using one of these, and you are also on a yeah, you're using one of these, and you do drop it or something bad happens. Well, when's the last time you backed up your backup? You have to have a backup somewhere. So that's why I like to use Lexicon because Lexicon's just a backup that's always doing what it should do. It's getting all the metadata from Dropbox, which is where all my music is saved now. Through Rekordbox's Dropbox service. I feel like they have a really good service. It's pretty cheap, and you get like unlimited service, unlimited storage, basically. So I use Rekordbox and Lexicon. You could just use one or the other. It doesn't really matter. But what Lexicon is doing, it's getting the music off of Dropbox, and if you're updating your music there through the metadata, it's being saved on the music, so it goes and saves the same metadata on Lexicon, so you're always set up and ready to go. A lot to unpack there, but how I'm gonna do this now, the best way to do it I found is very simply how to fix these playlists. Like I said, this one has 118 and it's showing up on my phone with 352. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new playlist, and I'm just going to call this one, I want to make it capital just how the other one is, best, no, best of 90s. All right, so best of 90s hip hop, and we're going to put fix after it. So we know it's the fixed one. Then we're going to go into the 90s hip hop one, and we're just going to pull it over into the fixed category, okay? And when we do that, we're going to delete the best of 90s hip hop without the fix. And then we're going to connect the phone to the computer through this little button right here. And when you do that, it's going to now upload the playlist, the fixed playlist, onto the phone with the 118 tracks instead of the 385 or 52 tracks, and that will fix the problem. It's going to be a little annoying. I'm going to have to do this with basically all the playlists in the years, and I'm going to have to do it with all the playlists in the best of. But after I do those, I believe all my other playlists are solid and they have no problems. And the reason for that is I made a lot of these playlists when I was using my phone, on my phone maybe, and when I switched over and I couldn't figure out the problem before, so I started a new account with Rekordbox. And when I did that, that's when it's really complicated to think of how it started, how it's going to end. But basically, it was an annoying issue that came along a while ago, and I've been dealing with it for a while. So I think the best way to do it now is, like I said, just do the fixed playlist on each one, and go through the phone, go through each playlist, add the tracks up on the side. If they're not matching with the 118 and you have more songs on your phone, you just start a new playlist, put fixed next to it, delete the original one, and then you can delete the fixed if you want, or maybe delete the fixed after you're done with everything, so you know you already went through it and it's solid. And then you're gonna connect your phone right here. We'll actually do this playlist live right now so everyone could see it, and then I'm going to get this all done over there on the desk. But I just wanted to do this quick video so you guys could know how to get this issue solved. All right, let's go through it real quick. All right, so you see, I just deleted the playlist. I just created the one with Fix. Now we're going to connect the phone right here. And it's really easy to do this if you guys haven't done it before. When you start up the Rekordbox app, the first page you're going to go to, it has this setup on the front, and one of those is connect to Rekordbox Mac Windows. So you do that, it pops up like this. You have to be on the same Wi-Fi. Don't forget to be on the same Wi-Fi. And then you connect, and it will connect really quick, and it'll synchronize on its own, so you don't actually have to do anything. It'll synchronize the playlist. You just have to wait till this is all done right here, and this is done in the bottom, and then it should be ready to go. I'm gonna step away for a second while this does its thing, and then I'll tap back in. Let's get it. So as you can see, it all synced up, and now I'm gonna click disconnect on the phone. Disconnect, okay. Now we'll go into playlist on my phone, and we're going to, yep, it's all fixed. It says 118 now, and it's in the right place because I moved the playlist also to the 90s hip hop section. I used to have I had the best of 90s and the best of playlists, but I felt like that was kind of stoops. So I switched it over earlier this morning, and it switched it over on my computer perfectly fine. So I'm going to have to do that, like I said, to everything in years and everything in best of. And then this problem should basically go away, and I shouldn't have to deal with it ever again. But I will keep you guys updated if I am dealing with this problem anymore, because I want to make sure nobody else is dealing with this. It was really, really annoying. I couldn't figure out how to fix it. I didn't have Lexicon at the time when this problem started, and I was going back and forth with Rekordbox for a tremendous amount of time, and they really had no answer for me. They were like, manually delete them, but I was worried that if I deleted them, they would still be doing that in the collection. So I was like, but then I have to delete the whole thing, and if you delete the song, like actually out of the collection, whichever one you delete out of the three, it deleted the file in the cloud too. So I was losing songs. It was completely and utterly ridiculous, and I couldn't get Rekordbox to answer the simple question of how to fix this issue. So I ended up creating a new account with Rekordbox, and that's when I got Lexicon, and I've been using Lexicon and Rekordbox ever since. It's basically my data and storage, and I like Lexicon a lot. I might switch to them, but I don't know if it really makes sense, to be honest. I gotta do some math and see if I'll save any money if I went all Lexicon. Why I like the Rekordbox option is because it's bundled in with their creative subscription model, which gives you a backup of your library on 4 different computers. So I could have my DJ library on a friend's computer if I was DJing with him a lot, or my brother's computer if he wanted to learn how to DJ. Or if I was a big club DJ and I had 4 or 5 different clubs around town and they all had computers at them that I didn't want to bring my laptop with me, well, that would be a great way to do that. You can also use now the they have something called Cloud Play where you can plug your computer in, I mean your phone into the CDJs. So just having your library on Rekordbox kind of makes sense just to use their subscription and use their included cloud service because it's only a little bit extra for their cloud service. Then you get unlimited storage. It syncs all your libraries together. There can be problems with that, like you guys are seeing right now, of course, but for the most part, it works pretty seamless, and you get a really good um, backup of your collection like that. So it's very, very useful, and you can basically always the backups, in my opinion, as a DJ are some of the most important because you never know what's going to happen, and being able to rock on a bunch of different computers is very, very smart. You never know what's going to happen to your laptop, and you might have a huge gig that night or that weekend or whatever, and then getting the computer, work trying to get all your files back on it, it can be a nightmare. So the cloud service is definitely very dope. Lexicon has one as well, and their service subscription model might make more sense for you, or the Rekordbox one might make more sense for you. I use Lexicon just as a basically a storage file transfer because I'm using Serato, Rekordbox, and Engine DJ for my 3 different setups. I'm kind of a nerd like that. I like to just try all the DJ setups and just mess around with all of them. So for me, I love Lexicon because it just gives me a good backup for each of my libraries. And then if I was on the road with my Mix Stream Pro and I'm just out and about with that and I make a playlist on it, well, I can go back, upload that playlist onto Lexicon and then put it onto Serato and Rekordbox. And if I'm out, DJing at a party with Serato and I create a playlist on there, I'm doing some, metadata stuff, beat gridding or cue pointing or whatever the case may be. Well, if I go back home, all that can go right back on to Rekordbox and save me some time, and vice versa for Rekordbox if I'm out at the club with just my laptop, or if it's just my USB sticks. Well, you can get that metadata back onto your computer and then get it onto Lexicon and then have it on all of your different hardware and software. So very, very cool stuff. Very, very educational video. If you guys don't mind, subscribe, like, hit me with a follow. You already know what time it is. I feel like that was a good video. It fixed the problem. I got to go through and do it to the rest of these tracks now, but I think that's basically it. That's all you got to do. Hopefully no one else is dealing with this. Peace out.